Hello everybody, welcome to Bad Big Games, where we talk about all things E3. I'm your host Joseph, and today we're going to be answering one simple question. Did Ubisoft yet again steal the show at this year's E3 2019? So with all that said, with all that out of the way, Future Joe, start the show. So let's lay down the ground rules. How this video is going to work is I'm breaking down the conference piece by piece. I'm going to tell you what was dope, what was a big nope, and I'm going to slap a letter grade on it. So with that, let's start with the two pieces here on the conference. They started it off with the Assassin's Creed Symphony. And if you're an Assassin's Creed fan, you're immediately hooked. They played songs all the way from the first game all the way to the latest game. It was pretty cool, and they announced tour dates and more to come along the way. This is cool that Ubisoft is doing this because they are all about their music. They're all about the just art of video games, every single facet of it. And so I thought it was surprising they just started doing this because Square Enix does it with Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy. Nintendo does it with Legend of Zelda. So it's cool. Assassin's Creed getting that kind of symphony treatment. I thought that was dope. Next, Watchdogs Legion. Now, Watchdogs Legion is an interesting game because when it was leaked out about like a week and a half ago, I'd like to say, I was really skeptical because it seemed really, really huge. You're not just playing as one single character. Anybody in the game you interact with, you can play as. They'll have their own unique dialogue, their own unique origin stories, everything, even down to the cutscenes, which is an incredible undertaking. And so with that, watching this game, I was really nervous because I actually really liked Watch Dogs 2. I thought Marcus was an awesome character, and this play as anyone, well, how can I relate to any of these characters? So with that, watching the trailer, I thought it was really awesome. Like Fiona in the chat said, it was a mixture of XCOM meets Watch Dogs. So you're more like the commander in charge, and you're just giving these orders to these characters that you meet, these AI people, and you're recruiting more AI to, or more citizens of London to your DedSec organization, which I thought was really awesome. And you're playing as each one of these people. So the game takes place in London, Brexit, post-apocalyptic, all that jazz. There's a now shadow government that's just controlling everyone, and you, DedSec, are trying to just break the chains of bondage. And yeah, it was really awesome. There's different classes you can play as. So like there's an assassin class that is all about shooting. It's all about gunplay. There's a combat class that's all about fisticuffs. It's all about melee damage. There's hackers, which is all about hacking, or drones. That's all about commanding drones, your aerial combat. And then you have drivers that are really good at driving. And so there's a little bit of everything here. And so what I sense out of this game is that every mission is going to play out like a heist in Grand Theft Auto, where you have to plan your attack. Whether you need a driver, an assassin, or a hacker, you're going to have to blend everything together and play as all these characters as the missions loop. I think it's super interesting. From what I saw here, I was super in. I loved the British comedy to it. It was awesome. And I'm now no longer skeptical. This game comes out March 6th, 2020. Holy crap, Q1 is going to be huge, but I'm on board. I'm on board. This was a huge nope. I think this was even maybe one of the biggest highlights from the show. Watch Dogs finally got the love it definitely deserves. With that, we get to the first nope. Mythic. This is a Mythic Quest TV show. This is for Apple Plus. This is Rob McInerney from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He has a game all about game development. I hope it's not a grandma's boy type of situation here, but it wasn't needed. There was only one single joke and I didn't laugh, which is unlike me because I love Always Sunny. But with that, it's the first nope. I don't care about TVs. I don't care about movies when I'm trying to look at something about video games. So with that, we get to our next one, Rainbow Six Siege. It's going to get two new operators. One looks really, really awesome. He's like a US spy. He has a mustache. He's dope. I loved it. It's all about gadgets and gizmos. He gave me James Bond vibes. I was on board. I liked it. That was a dope. Again, I like, and a lot of this conference was, here's our existing IP and how we're going to continue to support it in the long run. And we got it with Brawlhalla as well. Brawlhalla, they just purchased them, I think earlier this year or later last year. They're going to have Adventure Time DLC right now that you could play in the game right now you could download it. So that's pretty cool if you like Adventure Time. And for me, I'm going to say that this is a dope because I've always heard of Brawlhalla, but I've never seen it. And so it looks like Ubisoft really pimping out this game after the studio acquisition. And it's cool because if I didn't hear it at this E3, I would have really known about it. Next, we got Breakpoint, Ghost Recon Breakpoint. John Bernthal comes out on stage with his dog Bam Bam. And Bam Bam's the cutest son of a bitch I've ever seen. Literally, it could be a girl dog. But with that, Bam Bam's just laying down on stage. It's just being the goodest boy you've ever seen in your life. Everybody's like clapping and like the dog will be like, I like this. I hope it's for me. I hope it's me because I'm a good boy. Overall, though, we had John Bernthal have like a monologue, talk about how he's excited for the game. I keep on seeing trailers for this game, but I still don't see gameplay. Is that my fault? I don't know. This is E3. Why should I be excited for this game other than you just telling me I should be excited for this game and how it's coming out on my birthday, which is pretty dope. They announced a September 5th beta, and that if you want, you can play by yourself. There'll be AI teammates helping you along the way, so that's pretty cool. Then, this kind of seems like a favorite amongst a lot of the E3 press conferences this year. They announced a mobile game. It's Tom Clancy's Elite Squad. Now, this is the thing. This is the tweet that set everybody off that thought Splinter Cell is coming back to Ubisoft because a bunch of the creative directors in a Ubisoft summit a few weeks ago teased that, yep, Splinter Cell's back, and he's working with every single group that they have at Ubisoft, from The Division all the way to Rainbow Six. Splinter Cell is going to be everywhere. It's the biggest undertaking the studio has, and what it really is, it's called Tom Clancy's Elite Squad, where you're just playing as all different Tom Clancy game characters and you're fighting bad guys. It actually looks pretty cool. I like the art style here, and it actually might be the first mobile game I actually play besides Commander Keen, because the trailer in that one, they said fuck, and I thought it was funny. Just Dance. So that's a dope. I'm giving a dope to a mobile game. Kill me. I don't care. Just Dance comes out. Here's the funny thing about Just Dance. Not the song. I didn't care. It's still coming out on the Wii. It's coming out on the Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Wii, in Stadia. All right. For Honor gets an in-game event called The Shadows of, and I'm sorry, oh god, cultural appropriation, here we come. Hidero Kari? Sorry. It's cool. It's like a possession, like ghosts that you're trying to fight. It looked really awesome, and it might get me back into For Honor. I'm not even kidding. So I'm going to say that this was a dope yet again. I really liked what I saw here. Then we saw Rainbow Six Quarantine. Now, this is a new PvE game coming out with the Rainbow Six Siege kind of gameplay, but brought into a PvE setting. So this goes along with a Jason Schreier rumor that there's also an Overwatch PvE game coming out. So with that said, this game's coming out sometime in 2020, TBA. We saw a pretty weird trailer, so I can't really say it was a yay, though I love Rainbow Six Siege, but I can't also say it's a nay just because I didn't see gameplay, so it has to be somewhere in the middle for me. With that, let's get into The Division 2. They are offering a free trial this weekend. They're also announced their first major updates, one where you're going to be playing in the National Zoo and Kenley College. In the fall, you're going to be invading the Pentagon. And then there's going to be the second raid at the Pentagon, which seems pretty dope. And then they also announced the third episode in the first year one update. They teased going back to New York City. I think it's just Coney Island, but that's crazy. And then they also talked about the Netflix movie for The Division. And again, I don't care about movies, but it's awesome to see Division. Here's our roadmap, 1 year. Thank you for taking a part in what makes Division awesome. There was a huge fanfare about community and what makes Division awesome. I liked it, and this still, even though there's a movie segment here, it gets a dope. Next, let's talk about Uplay Plus. All right. Everybody has a subscription service now, right? You got PlayStation Now, you got Game Pass, you got, EA Access. Here's Uplay Plus. It's PC only and Stadia for $14.99. Launches in September. Unlimited play, over 100 Ubisoft games, and again, also on Stadia. Too many subscription services. That is way overpriced. Not enough details for me to say that this is this is going to be awesome that these games are day one. It's just all we really got was over 100 games, $14 a month, and this is just a hard pass for me. But with that, we get to Roller Champions. This is what I saw from the trailer. It's like Rocket League meets Overwatch, and we finally got some gameplay to it as well. It's in very super alpha form. You can play it right now on PC, but from what I saw, it was interesting. It caught my attention, and I'm going to say it, and you're going to yell at me. I thought it was dope. Last but not leastly, we get to a new project. Yves Demont gets on stage, almost drops his mic. You silly Yves, we all love you. They announced a new project coming out of the Quebec studio that made Assassin's Creed Odyssey called Gods and Monsters. Coming out February 25th. It looks really awesome. This was a really beautiful, colorful, vibrant game about mythological creatures that you're taking down. It kind of seemed like Oceanhorn meets Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You're playing as a female protagonist. She has like the Greek Odyssey helmet that we saw from Odyssey, but again, completely cartoonish. It looked beautiful, and this is my second biggest high here. This game looked awesome, and we didn't get any gameplay from it, but it's coming out February 25th. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, I would like to say that my last critique would be the pacing. There was a lot of times where they're talking about the same game and people are walking on and off stage. I feel like you could have shaved a couple of minutes of time if you just had the whole team there talking about that one singular game. And then my biggest critique is just not enough gameplay, even out of games that are coming out in a few months like Breakpoint. I need to see more gameplay for that. But with that, what I saw, the roadmap for Division, more operators in Rainbow Six, the new Rainbow Six PvE mode, For Honor got me intrigued, Brawlhalla got me intrigued, Watchdogs Legion is a day one buy because I get to play as a grandma assassin. Dope. Yeah, I loved what I saw here for the most part. So I'm gonna have to give this conference a solid B+. I thought it was great. I thought for the most part, the things that hit, and even the things that didn't hit were fine. They got them out of the way pretty fast. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, that's my thoughts on the Ubisoft press conference. I want to know what you guys and gals think of it down below. Where would you rate it? Where was its flaws for you? The high highs, the low lows. Let me hear it down in the comment section down below, because that's what it's all about here at Bad Bit Games, the conversation. So with all that said, if you like my E3 coverage or news, reviews, a podcast called The Trophy Room, a podcast made by the players for the players each and every Thursday, unboxings, all that jazz, you can check it here at Bad Bit Games. So please hit like, share, and subscribe. It helps me out, shows me that you care, builds this big, beautiful family that I call home. And so with all that said, and with all that out of the way, everybody keep your wits about you. Have a nice one.